This is another 5-minute endgame lesson. Like the other ones I've made, I'm starting off with the easiest and most simple endgames that you need to know. So in this video, I'll be showing you 3 key checkmating patterns, the simplest ones and ones that you need to know before you do anything else. Those will be checkmating with 2 rooks, checkmating with a king and a queen, and then finally the position on the board, checkmating with a rook and a king. So let's go. Let's start with the easiest one, checkmating with 2 rooks. So I think most people can probably work out how to checkmate with 2 rooks, but I'm just showing it because it is an essential checkmating pattern and I do need to mention it. So what you do is, it's got a lot of names. I call it the lawnmower, some people call it step ladders, but basically you just use your 2 rooks and roll the king to the edge of the board. So like this, say that, there, like rolling rooks, step ladders, whatever. I called it a lawnmower when I was younger. It's quite easy and you probably already know that, but in case you didn't, there you go. So how do we checkmate with a king and a queen? Let's work backwards. So we need to end up with a position like this. The king is on the edge of the board and is trapped, and we're going to checkmate on the next move. So how do we get the king on the edge of the board? So let's say we got this position here. The king is far away from the edge of the board. We need to push the king to the edge of the board, but how? So we have this thing called the box. So right now, this is the box. These are the squares that the queen controls, and obviously the king can't move out of the box. Every move we may try and make the box smaller, and eventually we'll just squeeze black into a smaller space where it only has the option of moving to the edge of the board. Ignore the error sign. I like to move my king up as well because I know I'm going to need the king to checkmate black. So I move my king up at the same time, and the box is just getting smaller and smaller. Obviously, be super careful about stalemate. Always make sure the opponent has a place to move because it does happen, you know, but always be careful. Now we can lock the king in like that. King can't move out, so it'll just shuffle along the back rank and we move our king in. Now we get to the position we started with and we can checkmate in 2 ways. We can go here or here. Let's just do this one. So last up we have king and rook. How do we checkmate with king and rook? Well, like the last one, I'm showing you what we need. We need to be in this position where the king is again trapped on the side of the board. We get there in a very similar manner. So we still make the box, but obviously it's a bit harder to make the box with a rook, but we still use that same method. So right now, king can't move out of here. Let's say there. We use our king a lot more in this one, I think. Just making that box smaller. Pushing black to the side of the board. Obviously, always making sure the rook is protected. It's not as easy to fall into stalemate, but just do always be careful of stalemate, always. And yeah, we've pushed black to the side of the board. Now we just make some moves, and then we want to get exactly this position where we can just checkmate like that. Sometimes you have to move around and wait a bit until this happens, but make sure it does, and then yeah, do that. Thanks a lot for watching. I imagine most people probably know that, but it feels wrong to make endgame videos without including that one just in case. And then in my next ones will be a bit more challenging, because now I've done all the easy videos. I've done a video on opposition, video on the square, and a video on these basic checkmating patterns, and now they're going to get a bit more interesting and a bit more challenging. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.